Bees came over to say hi. Bees, what's up, Bees? We're getting some notifications. I get it on the one phone. I don't get it on the other phone. I don't know why. Hey, Debbie. I don't know why that is. Huh. Getting on the one phone, but not on the other phone. Not exactly sure as to why. What's going on there? Not sure what's going on. I don't quite understand it. CPU 90 service. Come on now. Oh, where's the buy it again thing? Buy it again, buy it again. That's what I'm looking for. Buy it again. Let's look here. I'll find it. Let's just say ASUS, right? They're the Asus monitors were the ones that I bought, right? Yeah, Asus, they're good. Okay, buy it again. There it is. There it is. I want to buy another one of these monitors. Where's everybody, man? Debbie's the only one that said hello, and somebody just left. $169. Perfect. I will get it. And it will be here this February. No, I don't need a goddamn for it. Yes. And you know what? I need some fucking hair ties too while I'm there. Hey, freaking Oracle is saying hello to me. Hello, freaking Oracle. Wait. Monday? I'll get it on Monday? Okay, fine. Fuck off. I'll take it. Get me a big monitor coming and replace this little tiny monitor I have right here so I get a big fat fucking monitor. Oh, right on, Merc. Okay, so I was going to get some hair ties too. ELAST, hair ties, black. Okay, there we go. 120. That should last me for a while. $9. Buy it now. You buy now. Price order. Boom. I'll be getting that this February as well. Just buy a 32-inch TV. What? 32? What are you, some fucking pipsqueak, bro? What are you, pipsqueak, bro? Dude, I'm running 73 inches, son. 73. 32. Dude, I got my 73. I got a fucking 22. I got a 22. I got a 22. And this has to be a 22 now, too. 32-inch TV. That's hilarious. Nobody's even doing a 32-inch TV when you got a 73. What are you even talking about? You're not even making any sense, bro. Anyhow, so that was under $200. That was good. We'll go ahead and we'll purchase those items. We will purchase those items today. Looking at my CPU here. A whole 8 hours if I finish early. Good. Looking over at cryptos, come down massively. It was all the way up to 39.2, and now it's at 37.3, the Bitcoin. I wanted to talk to you a little bit about, nothing really. Nothing's really going on. Just think I'm going to smoke some cannabis here. I've got these great dabs, man, to do. Going to do some dabs, yeah. You've got a 55-inch Samsung? Yeah. Well, these 73-inch televisions I've been using for years, bro. You know, they're just 1080p, but they're phenomenal. You know, I can see strands of hair just fine. If I can see down to that kind of detail on my television, I'm doing fine. You know, that's all I need. I mean, my eyesight's not much better than that anyway. So even if it was more clear, I wouldn't be able to see it. Hey, Token Dave, what's up? Plus that 4K shit just fucks with my head, bro. I don't know what the fuck that shit is. Hey, is this monitor off? Hey, oh no, it's on. Cool. Just nothing on the monitor. I gotcha. So I was working on my video cameras today around the house. I've got so many cameras, you know, this place. I've got all these different networks and systems and security. And today I was just going through and just making sure everything was working the best it could be, going through all my settings and, you know, making things perfect. And I think I have to take my pills today. I think I've done that. What is today? Thursday? No, today's Wednesday, right? Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday. So I think I'll take my pills. Nobody 4K. Everyone's 8 and 12. Really? What? Are you kidding me? I mean, after you see 4K, I mean, you're like, what else is there? 12K, huh? Holy shit. Oops. Yeah, hey, Mark, you never sent me your address on Twitter, bro. It's at Nays Garden, not Nays Garden Show, not Crypto Cult 420. It's at Nays Garden. I noticed I never got an address from you. I had an ant invasion, and I'm winning. I've had 3 fucking brigades come into the home so far today. I had to take them all out, nuked them. I took the nuclear up. Peppermint oil, a couple of drops of peppermint oil in water, bro. Ants can't handle that shit. It fucks with their sphericals. They can't breathe. It goes right into their lungs, bro, and kills them, chokes them out. Okay, so we're gonna do dabby dab dab dab. So we're gonna dab. Okay. We're live. Are we live on Facebook, everybody? Is it because the name Rush is in the title and it didn't go up on Facebook? Can anybody tell me if we're live on Facebook? Wow, I just lost another channel. You guys, are we live on Facebook? Let me know, please. Debbie, thank you. All right. Cheers, guys. It says I've been broadcasting perfectly. Did somebody say I'm freezing up? Is anybody else seeing me freezing up out there? Kai, what kind of an internet connection are you on? Where are you at? What kind of device are you watching? My network traffic is 1%. A small freeze? Well, he says I'm freezing up, which makes it sound like it's an ongoing issue. So let me know. Yeah, I'm not going to answer that. I don't know who that is. I don't recognize that number. You're on your phone? I don't know. Is your phone fucked up? Anybody else? Oh, it froze for 3 seconds? I didn't see that. Fuck. 3-second freeze? Dude, we're not supposed to be freezing. My picture's clear and no freezing. Okay. You're good now? Okay, good. Good. Pongy, Pongy, good. Kai, Pongy, Pongy, Wellington, good. It's a touch clicky? Is it a touch clicky? I don't want it to be a touch clicky. I want it to be perfecty. Look, I'll close out a couple things, okay? What else do I have running here? Okay, let's turn off my task manager, which is monitoring everything. And what else is running? Oh, what is this doing open? Holy shit. Dude, I've got video player open. I've got editing software open, man. I need to close all this shit. I had Vegas video open all for 2 days. I didn't realize. Dude's probably been fucking with my goddamn shit. Oh man, I got some Microsoft Windows open. Holy shit. All right. That is it. Everything is closed. Okay. That should fix a lot. Let me do a speed test really fast. We might lock up. Oh, I'm not even recording. We might lock up. Here when I do the speed test, but that's to be expected, guys. So just hang in there for a second while I do the speed test. Kai, no flags. We don't do flags, man. No flags. Watching you on my TV for the first time in such high definition. That's why Jackson Hinkle no longer has an American flag behind him when he podcasts. I don't know that. I like to talk shit. I have no idea. I got 48 megs download, and the upload is testing 6.3, and it gave me 8 megs upload, guys. Can you believe that? 48 megs download. Oh, dude, that's bandwidth for weeks, bro. We could do anything, man, with this kind of bandwidth. I could play video games. We could have other people on. Hey, freaking Oracle's live. What? Unreal. Oracle, are you live? Don't you be live while I'm live, and you're live and you're going live while I'm live. Why are you living while I'm live? What are you doing? You're probably like, dude, I was live first, bitch. No, the Messerschmitt BF 109 is not better than the Spitfire. How dare you? How dare you make such an assumption? I've been exposing my father to your show in the mornings, and while at work, sometimes he thinks it's funny when you blow the smoke rings. He's a smoker. Hell yeah, Mark. Thank you for showing your dad. Yeah, restreaming AMA with Russ from Saitama regarding their new token on the first SATA Realty. SATA Realty. What are we talking about today? You know, let's I'm going over my podcasts right now. Don't do this. Some of the worst crypto advice. I don't know. Maybe we should watch that. We could watch Jackson Hinkle take down Vosh. We could watch. I kind of want to hear the Central Park Five talk about the injustice that was done to them. It's a 7-minute video. I kind of want to watch that. Now that I know a lot more about that case, we could watch Don't Do This, some of the worst crypto advice by Coin Bureau is the name of the video. Don't do this. Some of the worst crypto advice. It's a 19-minute video, but I'll take off the first 5 minutes right off the bat. What else? Just has weak old cigarette smoker lungs, so he can't hang with the cannabis potency on his lungs. Tell him to quit smoking cigarettes. I was just sitting here with my bowl listening to some synthetic retro wave music, and then you came on live, and I was like, yeah! Thanks, Big Merc. It's like I'm hanging out with you, bro. Yeah, it is. We're hanging out, bro. Merc, we're hanging out, bro. That's what the show is. It is exactly what the show is. I'm here to hang out with you, and you guys are hopefully here to hang out with me, because I need people to hang out with too, I make myself available to all of my friends, and it's just life is different today, man. Nobody hangs out anymore, not with me. We used to. It used to be fun. I miss those days, and we do sometimes, but it's just not as often, and God, I fucking miss that, man. I miss just hanging out with folks, just chilling, getting high with them, watching a movie, listening to music, playing instruments, painting shit, like my friend Dino does. He has people over and they fucking all do painting. Because you can be too blunt, Nay. You think, Kai? Can I be a little blunt? Look, I asked you guys a question and none of you answered. So, yeah, I know. I could start going off, Kai. I know, right? So, is it going to be don't do this, some of the worst crypto advice from Coin Bureau? Or is it going to be the dive with Jackson Hinkle taking down Vosh? Or is it going to be a 7-minute video of the Central Park Five in a recent setting talking about their past? Bullshit. And I appreciate that. I enjoy talking about current events and world news types of things, but my wife never gets into it. Right on, Merc. My wife always thinks I'm trying to argue whenever I wanted to debate about something going on in the world. That's just keeping it real. Yeah, sometimes I'm just rude. Okay, I guess I'm... Okay, don't do the crypto. Okay, we'll do Central Park 5.
Ever imagine? Is there a day or a week or a month that goes by when you don't think about the whole episode that brought you together?
It's every day, constantly. Probably my second or third thought.
Even our conversations is different. It's not normal. Our conversation would be about prison, how we had to survive in prison.
You've just met the Central Park Five, a name they came to share 30 years ago after a young white woman named Trisha Miley went for a jog in New York's Central Park.
It was a brutal attack on a 28-year-old woman jogger.
She was dragged down the bushes where she was beaten and sexually assaulted.
The attack was an outrage and became a media sensation. Investigators quickly focused on a group of Black and Hispanic boys who were in the park that night.
Police say the gang of attackers was actually just half of a wolf pack of some 33 kids that committed some 7 other muggings earlier that night.
We are announcing the arrests of 4 males, all between 14 and 15 years of age.
Eventually, the 5 teenagers were tried, convicted, and imprisoned for the crime they maintained they did not do.
All we need is for one to tie this whole thing together.
The story of how the boys were charged and years later cleared of that notorious crime is the subject of a new Netflix miniseries by the Oscar-nominated writer-director Ava DuVernay. What was your starting point for this story?
My goal was to humanize boys and now men who are widely regarded as criminals. And in doing that, to invite the audience to reinterrogate everyone that they define as a criminal.
The series is called When They See Us, and DuVernay contends that what is seen all too often in criminal cases is race.
I'm asking the question to everyone, what do you see when you see Black boys? And that's a painful answer because I know what the answer is for many people. It's exactly what these boys were called: wolfpack, animals, criminals. So much so that they could be tossed aside on a case that was made from a complete lie.
Kevin, Antron, and Raymond saw you messing around with a lady.
Who said that?
In the series, as in life, only 2 of the 5 teenagers even knew each other. But during interrogation, they say police coerced them to create stories.
Dude, that is so over-dramatized and not accurate. That is not accurate. That is fucking psychotic the way they portrayed that. Go watch the actual interviews.
Implicating one another.
What are you talking about? The lady in the park. I didn't see a lady or hit anyone.
Raymond saw you hit her.
Who's Raymond?
The men who lived through it say the reality was even worse.
As soon as we get in, they separate us and they start working on us. And I'm hearing Corey being physically beaten in the next room.
See,
and I'm immediately...
He's over-dramatizing that. That's not what he said in another interview. He said he was asleep and he heard a big slam, and then he heard either Corey or the police officer yell one thing, like, "Tell us now." And that woke him up out of a dead sleep. That man is lying right now. And I'm telling you, man, these guys are not what this woman has portrayed them to be. You have to go listen to their stories, man. This is amazing that these guys got all this money and they get to run around and act like they were angels. That, you know, and the actors that they had portraying them, slighter, smaller guys, you know, just look so innocent. And, you know, it's crazy how they portrayed that movie. It is so wrong. If you'd only watched that movie and you felt that was like a documentary type thing, and you'd never seen the actual footage of their interviews, you know, you would be completely left thinking that this is, you know, they deserve all this money and fame and fortune and all that. You go and you listen to them tell their story in an uncoerced setting with their parents sitting next to them, being told that they could get a lawyer with their parents sitting right next to them and deciding to not get a lawyer. If they did it, they'd have to stick with the lie they got paid. I don't understand. What's up, Juan Pablo? I don't understand what you mean there. If they did it, I don't know. Where can I see the real interview? Bro, they're all over YouTube, bro. You can see every single interview, man. There was a whole bunch. We've been watching them on this show for the last 2 days.
Beyond afraid.
At the time, my mom, she suffered from a stroke. She had diabetes, and she left.
Look,
and
that's the guy that they said was raping the woman. That's the guy who got his face scratched up. This guy right here.
There are times that get on me.
And what happened?
What didn't happen?
With 14, 15, and 16-year-old kids. Never been in trouble with the law. Never had no police contact. These are seasoned veterans. This fight was fixed.
I just kept telling the truth at first. They asked to speak to my father. My father left the room with them. Came back in the room. He just changed. Cursing, yelling at me. And he said, tell these people what they want to hear so you go home. I was like, Dad, but I ain't doing anything.
Hey, man.
Police yelling at me.
I've been questioned by police before. This is what they do. They're making it sound like they were being brutalized in that police station, that, oh my God, these poor children were being exposed to these big, menacing, wolf-like, predator-style police officers that were asking them questions and trying to get their story. This is hilarious the way they're portraying themselves. Oh my goodness gracious. Hey man, let's talk about your time in jail. Let's talk about the actual crime. Let's talk about all the people you guys beat up. So are you saying they're innocent? Oh, no, I'm not saying they're innocent. I don't speak for these guys. I'm telling you what I've seen. Let me tell you what I've seen. I watched their interviews, man. I watched almost all of them. I'm going to go through some more. I'm sure I'll probably watch some more. And boy, oh boy, their stories are so identical. The positioning where they were, the people they were around, who did what, who was doing what, when, to who, and then to come back and say, okay, I was kicking that guy. I was beating that guy in the head. I did do this. I did do that after, man, with their parents sitting right there. You're clueless to it all, bro. It's an interesting case. It's an interesting case. And, you know, let me question them. Let me ask them a few questions. You know, these guys are focusing on, oh, the police asked you questions in the police station. Oh my God. You know,
Father yelling at me. And I just like, all right, I did it.
Mm-hmm.
And I looked up to my father. He was my hero.
Mm-hmm.
But he gave up on me. You know, I was telling the truth. He just told me to lie.
now, bro, you don't admit to a crime. I don't care who the fuck you're with or who you think you are or whatever. If you didn't do something, you don't say you did it. Period. And, you know, you go to your goddamn grave like that and you feel better about yourself. And all of them should have been like that. If that's really the way it went down and they had nothing to see and they saw nothing and blah, 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 they all should have been that. Number two, every single one of these kids should have had a lawyer instantly. They all should have had a lawyer. And I can't believe that their parents didn't demand the free lawyer right off the bat. You know, back then, we didn't have the internet, so kids weren't educated like we are today. You don't tell the police anything. I don't care what you did. I don't care what you saw. You don't say a fucking thing ever. Listen to the guys over there at Wasserman Law, all right? The Was Law on Twitter. Shut the fuck up. That's what the Was Law will tell you. Pop Brothers at Law. Check them out. They'll tell you the way you need to be told, too. Because it's like you're a fucking idiot, so you need to be spoken to like you're a fucking idiot if you're going to speak to the police. Hey, shut the fuck up. That's it. That's all you got to remember. You get pulled over by the police, shut the fuck up. They want to see your driver's license registration. Great, give it to them. You comply. You do all that shit. But when they try to small talk you, you shut the fuck up. Period. And you never allow questioning with police if you don't have a lawyer. Now, granted, these kids and their parents obviously didn't understand the importance of a lawyer at that time. Had a lawyer been there, the jokingest fucking lawyer in the world, you know what he would have told those kids? All right, we are all going to shut the fuck up first. And we're going to talk and we're going to figure out what's going on. But you're not going to question these people, period. And they totally took advantage of them. And these guys all feel bad because now they see oh, we were supposed to shut the fuck up. Oh, we were supposed to have lawyers. And if we had lawyers, we never would have admitted to any of it. So it's almost like we were innocent. One of these kids said in the interview, he's like, well, I didn't want my first rape to be a killing. Like it's a rite of passage for them. I didn't want my first rape. That's why one of these kids worded it in the interview. It's pretty sick, huh?
Did you ever make peace with your father?
No.
And when they said, now who raped the woman? Corey said, me, and he starts naming all the other kids. When the woman said, now who raped the woman? Corey says, me, blah, 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 blah. In the interview. I mean, he didn't even hesitate. Well, the charge is they raped this woman, right? There's a long story behind all of this. The person who is claiming that he did it, they're saying that his DNA matched the woman. And there's a person that claims he did it. But when you hear his interview, he barely touched her. According to him, they're like, how hard did you hit her? He's like, I just hit her in the head one time with a stick. Dude, this woman was beaten. I mean, severely beaten about the head, shoulders, cut, legs, everything. The guy who claims he did it, he never mentions a knife. He never mentions all the blood. He didn't know how the shirt was. He didn't know she was wearing a bra. It's crazy. You got to listen. You got to go watch. You'll see. And him and Corey had 2 meetings in prison, right? And you know what I thought? I was like, well, what's to say that Corey didn't say, hey, man, since you're in life for rape, can you take this one? I'll tell you all the details. Take this one too. Just say you raped this woman too, so we can get off and we'll take care of your family. I'll get out. I'll become a millionaire and we'll fucking hook you up. What's to say Corey didn't say that to the guy but they claim the guy's DNA was on the woman. That is the whole thing. So I don't know, man. You know, it's fucked up. And that's what makes it so fucked up. There's details. And then you're like, well, did the DNA really match? I mean, what's to stop someone from faking evidence and just saying it matched? Is it possible that a scientist or a lab technician could have shown false results? And did they retest it by different laboratories? And why was there only one semen sample on the woman when these supposedly all these people raped her? You know? Cheers.
My life is ruined. Why should I? He's a coward.
Let me tell you right now, Corey, okay? This is very, very serious.
None of the 5 ever admitted to committing the rape, but they did confess to being there.
Yeah.
That's a fucking straight lie. Who raped the woman? Corey's like, me? So that's a fucking lie. That guy just lied in this report. Aren't you glad I'm watching this shit?
That other people say that you did.
They blamed each other, damning admissions, even in the absence of physical
Look at that
evidence.
kid. Look at that kid. You remember what I told you about the guy that murdered his girlfriend? The guy that murdered his girlfriend from Instagram. Remember that? Remember what I told you about that kid? I said, I don't need to fucking see this kid any more than just look at him right now. That's a fucking killer right there. That's a fucking stone killer right there. He don't give a fuck. I could tell by his face. I could tell by his expression. You know, he's a fucking killer. That guy's a fucking killer. He's got death in his eyes. And if you can't see that, that's okay. You probably don't have the kind of experience with human beings like I have. And I know that stare. I know that look. And that's a kid that will fucking kill you. Just like that dude that killed his Instagram girlfriend. That's a guy that'll fucking kill you. You don't give a fuck. And he killed himself too. How would you know? Because I know it when I see it. That's how I would know. And I'm always right, real one. I'm always right. There is a blackness in his eyes. There is a lack of focus on the person he's talking to. He's got a 1,000-mile stare, they call that, bro. He's seen so much violence in his little kid lifetime at this point. He don't give a fuck about anybody. And all of his friends said that he was the one instigating. He was the one that was brutalizing people more than anybody. He would be the one to jump up and punch somebody in the back of the head, hit him with a fucking steel pole. You know? You watch the goddamn interviews and hear what they say about this guy.
No blood on their clothing. The semen doesn't match. The DNA tests come back negative. There's nothing that links these boys to the crime.
What's racist? I'm sorry, real one. Wait, are you going to lie? Because you know I'm going to block you if you fucking lie. Did you just call me racist? You're going to have to explain that real quick before I block you. Because now you're a fucking liar. How am I racist? You're joking? Yeah, I don't like your fucking jokes. How about this? How about you go fuck off? How about that? I'm doing a show. Fuck off.
All were found guilty. 4 of the 5 served about 7-year sentences, refusing early parole because it required admitting guilt. But the oldest of the group, Corey Wise, served time as an adult. In his 13th year in prison, Wise had a chance encounter with another inmate that would change the lives of all the men convicted of the rape.
The resolution of this whole tragedy came from something that I don't believe is happenstance. It's a coincidence that borders on miracle.
Matias Reyes spotted Wise in a prison yard.
Just talking to me. Wow, you still here after all these years? I guess so.
They'd met years before, and he began to feel guilty that Wise was still in prison for a crime Reyes had committed.
He saw Corey and was like, he's still here? I gotta tell the truth.
Reyes confessed that he alone committed the rape, offering details about the crime that only the assailant would know. His DNA was a match.
He had already run into Corey. That is the most straw man argument. That is the most straw man bullshit fact I've ever heard in my entire life. Hey, they ran into each other in prison. And this guy, he knew details that only the fucking rapist would know. You just said he ran into Corey, man. But they claim that this guy's DNA matched, and I'm just saying there could very well have been a lab person that faked a goddamn DNA test, and it could have been on one person. You know? Who fucking knows? Who knows how that fucking went down? Claim there was no blood on those kids. Those kids admitted to beating a whole bunch of other people, bludgeoning people. They admitted it. You know? One kid said he hurt his leg. And they were kicking people. And when you listen to them describe the body and say, you know, the way the woman was and all that, it's very hard. This story is very hard to take.
And the men were exonerated. The city of New York eventually agreed to a $41 million settlement, about $1 million for each year of imprisonment. Did the money make it better?
We were able to relocate, put our children in better situations. Besides that,
no amount of money could have given us our time back.
Hey man, how about the guilt and the memories of the people that you fucking beat down that night? How about that, guys? How about that? I mean, forget about the rape just for a second if you can. How do you fucking sleep at night knowing that you guys used to just go out and beat the shit out of people? 33 people on one. What the fuck is that?
Is there a life lesson for what you've been through?
You poor people. Oh my goodness.
I preach to my kids. Just tell the truth. Be true to who you are. Honestly, the last time I lied got me 7.5 years. Something I didn't do.
There's just, I've got some questions around that. This is what I'd like to do. Hey, Billy, this is what I like to do. I like to sit them down with their testimony that they told 2 days after the crime, right? And every detail that one of those kids said that matched up with all the other 5, 6, I believe. Show it to them. Say, well, he said it, he said it, he said it, he said it, he said it. All of you said this. Is that true? Yes or no? Next fact. And just go point to point, point for point through the whole goddamn story. Because I got the whole goddamn story in my head. I know exactly. I could tell you the story of what happened that night, from the very beginning. What time it was when the first guys left their home, 8:30. He looked at the clock. He said, I looked at the clock right as I was walking out of the house. So by the time I was there, it was 8:45, 10 to 9, something like that. And she's like, how do you know? He's like, I looked at the clock. So there's a lot of times like that in these interviews where they're pressed on something or whatever, and the kids get very serious and they're like, no, this is what I saw. This is what happened. Blah, blah, blah. And they, it's like they nail it all down. And the interviewer is phenomenal. It's almost like she paints the whole goddamn night and lets them color it all in. It's like she draws the outlines and they fill it in. And it's the same outline for every story. And it's almost the same color from every one of them. Except they just delete themselves. Each one deletes themselves from the violence. And then at the end, some of them are like, yeah, okay, so I was there beating. I was there. I was there doing this. I was there doing that. We raped her. You're just like, what I'd like to do is just, cut to all of the admissions so you could see it from their mouths and you guys could judge for yourselves. Because what I find very interesting about the interviews that I've seen, the podcasts I've seen them appear on so far is no one says to them, so what exactly did happen that night? Can you tell us the whole story? Well, I mean, you say you didn't deserve the punishment that you received. Okay. You went to jail for 1.5 years. You did time served. You did 7 years. You did 16 years or 14 or something, horrible amount of time, right? Because he was an adult. He admitted to beating people too and kicking people, and Corey did. Download Twitter or visit twitter.com and find @Nay's Garden for the full podcast experience. They are just cowards, Mark Andrew Barlow. I don't know how you join a group of 33 people and beat one person up. It is fucking crazy. An innocent person at that, just and a vulnerable homeless person at that. And you don't know who the fuck that person is or how they got there. What a level of denial of the facts of what's going on in front of you to be able to do that, Wow, man. What a lack of appreciation for human life. And society should forgive them. Man, when I was 11 years old, I said, there's no God. These kids were all older than that. 14, 15, 16, 17. One of them was 13. Wow, man. Did you see those women protesting them? Did you see the signs that they were holding? They were marching around in a circle. So this is what you have to ask yourself too. I don't know about that fucking DNA shit. Okay? I don't know about it. Because listen to this. I'm just doing this. The guy said came from behind and he hit her in the back of the head and he hit her on the right side of her head with a log that he picked up on the ground, right? He said that she kept holding the side of her head, you know, while he was committing the crime. And he said that he dragged her down in a certain spot and all of the details that he gave were almost identical to the details that Corey and all the other kids gave that were there that said they witnessed it. You have to listen to it, man. It's like you got to fucking listen to it. It'll totally fuck with you because you'll be like, when you listen to him, you listen to the guy, you just be like, man, it sounds like somebody told him what to say and he kind of got it wrong. And he never said he hit her in the face or anything or cut her or did anything like that. And one of these guys had a knife. You have to go and check it out. You know, you got to go listen to it. Man, I'm out of Covfefe. Oh no, I've got Covfefe. It's not the story that I thought it was in my head at all. I thought these kids were just scooting around the park and they got picked up and nailed for something that they didn't do and they had nothing to do with. At one of these interviews, that one of the kids tells the whole story, and then she says, "So you never saw a woman?" And the guy's like, "No, I never saw a woman at all." I think two of them said that. Never saw a woman. I don't even know what you're talking about. Or yeah, I heard about that. Other dudes like, he hit her from the front. He hit her from the back. They grabbed her by the arms. They grabbed her by the legs. These two guys dragged her down the hill and This one held her wrists, this one held her legs, blah blah blah. This one was raping her. It was like that, bro. He was saying it like that. He named everybody. It's not like what they make it. Dude, in that movie, they make it sound like the kid was like, I never saw any woman or anything. I didn't see. You should hear it. You should hear it for yourselves. You really should. And you know, they're not going to show you what we were just watching. They're not going to show you what these kids were saying. And the sound on these videos is so bad. It's so hard to hear what's being said. And I apologize for that.
So you just said something about there was a little rape there. Yeah. Tell me what you mean.
Little rape was saying Steve attacked her first with the rape. Right there.
Right there?
The first picture you showed me. The first picture you showed me where the white part was at. That's where it started from. And then it started all the way down.
Okay. When you say a little rape happened there.
1 hour and 30 minutes.
Tell me what each of the people did.
Steven, he just felt her up. She couldn't take it. She was trying to scream. She slapped.
She slapped?
She slapped Steve. And Steve slapped her back.
Was she dressed?
Oh, yes.
That's pretty explicit, huh? You guys, that's pretty explicit, isn't it, what he just said? That video, that movie, then made it sound like he said, they never said anything. They never admitted to anything. They never said they did that. Isn't that crazy how they portray that in the movie? You remember that? He's like, I never saw a woman. I didn't see anything. Are you ready? Are you ready? Some people are leaving. Are you guys ready? Here.
And when you say he felt her up, what exactly did you see him do?
Huh? All right, let's see. Then that she couldn't take him by himself, and he couldn't take her by himself. Raymond grabbed her to make it hard on her. 2 against 1. It brought too much weight on her, and she had no choice but to let loose. She had no choice but to give up what they wanted. So from there, they brought her body way down there. That's where the blood was at.
How did they get her down to where you found the blood?
They grabbed her, dragged her.
How did they drag her?
They dragged her from her feet and dragged her down the rest. Her back was on the grass.
That's pretty explicit, isn't it? He even knows the way they dragged her. He says that he watched them drag her. Did you guys catch that? It's pretty explicit, isn't it?
They just dragged her down the rest. When they dragged her down, that's when Steve stripped her clothes with the knife and everything.
Now, understand this. Understand this. Okay. Understand this. He just gave an entire interview to her, and it ended an hour and 24 minutes, right? He goes out, he comes back, he's just as calm as he was before, and he says, I want to tell you something else. And she says, now, we told you. I showed you guys this yesterday. We told you to tell us everything you knew. Now you're going to change your story now? He's like, yes. He says, she says, did any of the police officers speak to you, or did anybody try to coerce you or tell you to come in here? And he's like, no. And he's just very calm. He has every opportunity to say, well, the police officers, he didn't say anything like that at all. And look at how calm and accurate he's being right now. Watch this.
Slapped and punched in her face and everything. But he did all that. I didn't want to just sit right there and look at what's going on. I didn't want to look like no. If you with them, you got to show a little effort around them too. So I had to get into it too.
All right.
I wasn't doing what they.
Did you hear that? Literally admitting that he was complicit in the activity. Right there. He just said it. And it's as plain as day. Now it's not, I didn't just see it. What he said was, they were doing it, and they looked at me like, you need to do it too. And he's like, so I did a little too. He's like, because they were, because I was right there. He's completely admitting this.
It was on top of raping her. I was playing with her.
When you say they were raping her,
huh?
When you say they were raping her, what exactly were they doing?
This time it was fucking her. This was they were fucking. Him and Steve and Raymond and me and Kev and Juice.
Did you hear that? And me, he names all of them right there. This is an hour 33 minutes in. He names all of their names and admits right there. He's just admitting they did the crime. And you need to understand, he just spent an hour and 20 minutes telling they beat all these other people in the park up. And then he stopped. He explained there was this going on. He said, yeah, but I was in the bushes. He says, I saw them, doing this to the woman. I heard her yelling, blah, blah, blah. Came back and he's like, no, I was there. I took part in it. This is what I did. This is my part in it. This is their part in it. So just full disclosure, man, you got to watch this shit so you understand where it's coming from.
On the grass, they just dragged it down the grass. When they dragged it down, that's when Steve stripped her clothes with the knife and everything.
Knife.
Slapped and punched in her face and everything. But he did all that. I didn't want to just sit right there and look at what's going on. I didn't want to look like no. If you with them, you got to show a little effort around them too. So I had to get into it too. I wasn't doing what they was doing. They was on top of raping her completely. I was playing with her.
When you say they were raping her,
huh?
When you say they were raping her, what exactly were they doing?
This time they was fucking her. This was they were fucking her. Him and Steve and Raymond and me and Kev and Yusuf was playing with him. Like Yusuf had her arms.
All five of them.
And me and Kev was playing with her.
What were you doing when you were playing with her?
Huh?
What were you doing?
I was playing with her legs.
What were you doing with her legs?
Huh? I was going up and down her legs. I wasn't doing as much as they was doing.
Were you going after her crotch?
No. I was about to. I said no. I couldn't see. I couldn't exactly see myself doing that. Even though I was up to it. But I wasn't going to do it. I could see the expression on her face that when we do this and get caught by the cops and heckling, we're going to be through. So what they did and what I did was different from them. The only people that did it different was me, Yusuf, and Kevin did what they were doing. Me and Yusuf was just playing with her.
Did you play with her breasts?
Huh? Yusuf played with her breast.
Did you?
No. I didn't go up to the breast or nothing. I stayed on the leg. They told me to pull out her pants. Said pull out her pants. So Steve got off of her. Steve called me a punk because I didn't do it. They hold it down. And we just gonna Steve ripped her pants with his knife. That's what made her mad. And that's when she started scratching him.
That's what made her mad. I mean, listen to the details. I saw the expression on her face. That's what made her mad. I mean, you know, this is such explicit detail. That's a, you know, if you're being forced to admit to something or whatever, that's one thing. But to have these explicit details and then later just say, no, I wasn't even there. You know, it's hard, man. It's hard to accept.
Listen, Kevin. She was yelling pretty loud. Used to close their mouth. They had bigger heads than us. Close their mouth. So we were looking at her, and I felt kind of bad. This is my first extreme I did to anything with female in the street. This is my first rape. I never did this before. This will be my last time doing it.
That line right there is just so crazy, isn't it? This is my first rape. Like it's expected. Right?
This is my first experience. This will be my last. So when they did that, they just went on. They just went on what they were doing.
You know, it's just when they're like, no, you know, we were coerced by the police to say these things. Really, did the police tell you to say, yeah, this is my first rape. This is the first time I wanted to, you know? Where did that come from? Is that part of the police narrative? Do you see how hard that is to swallow? Could it? Could it be that the guy who ended up copping to it, he did do it? Maybe he was with these guys. Maybe he was with them. And nobody's mentioning it. You know, they left him out of the... Isn't that kind of weird? Because every once in a while, one of them will say, yeah, I don't know who that guy was. I'd never seen that guy before in my life. I don't know who that guy was. I wonder if that guy was one of those guys, you know?
And after which Kevin and Raymond picked up a...
And also, I wonder how old he was. And was he the East Side rapist or something? Whatever they were calling him. Is that him? You know, was he guilty of a whole bunch?
I think, no, I was that thing. Kevin hit her in the face with the rock. That's what knocked her out.
Can you fucking believe that he just said that?
Definitely knocked out. She thought it was a punch, it was a rock that hit her. Steve was using the knife to cut her legs. I don't know how he was doing it. He was using cut her legs. Half of them was using their nails to cut her legs. And me and Yusuf, they were since Kev and Steve and Raymond acting wild. Me and Yusuf staying to the side. Even though we were playing with her, we staying to the side. They were acting too wild. They were swinging on her and everything.
What does that mean?
What?
They were swinging.
They were punching her face, punch, go. I couldn't stand looking at them punching her face.
They were doing it with both hands?
Yeah. It was like more than 2 hands punching her face.
Who was punching?
Huh?
Who was punching?
Kevin, Raymond, and Steve.
Kevin, Raymond, and Steve punched her in her face. And look at him just straight staring right into her eyes, telling her, is that what the police told him to say? You guys believe that the police just told him this giant story?
I'm still not saying that me and Yusuf was playing innocent, even though we were playing with her. But me and Yusuf wasn't going that far, but we were doing that. The only way me and Yusuf were going that far, that's his guys, that's his man. That would try to defeat all of us.
I didn't understand what you just said.
I said, alright, since me and Yusuf didn't go as wild as them three did. Me and Yusuf was all about, if, say for instance, if we would grab the running man, being that he was a man, we knew he was going to stand up for his rights and fight back. That's when we knew we had to fight him. But since this was a female, she couldn't even take one of us. She couldn't take a hit. Steve hit her, one top, boom.
Is that what the police told him to say? Is that the narrative?
She closed her eyes for quite a while. That's when he ripped her pants, and she just opened her eyes. She's got into it. Her ego, her body took over. She started going wild.
What did she do?
Huh?
What did she do?
She was kicking. And she almost kicked me. That's why I moved out her leg. I let her leg go. I was holding her leg go. So we all got little nicknames.
So at this point, he goes through and he tells what all the guys call each other. They've all got nicknames. And you're like, is this what the police told you to tell the DA too? Is this part of the narrative as well? So yeah, you guys all got nicknames. This is what your nicknames are, okay? Remember this. I can't imagine the fucking situation where the fucking police are weaving this entire story for all of these kids to tell like this. I just can't imagine the depth that it would have taken for, a 15, 16, 17-year-old kid to remember all of these details that the police just told him to say. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Mark says there's just too much detail in what he's saying. You can just tell he's telling the truth. Bro, before when he started talking, his legs were going back and forth the whole time, bro. They gave him a Pepsi, and he opened the Pepsi and he didn't touch it the whole time. He was so nervous and concentrated on the story that he was going to tell. You could tell. He was going to lie. And now he's just like, he's got his arms like this, and he's just like, okay, he's just like he's pouring out, like you said, the truth.
We wasn't calling each other by our real name, we called each other by nicknames.
Look at his body language.
What are the nicknames?
Huh?
What are the nicknames?
Since my friend Eustace is tall, we call him Kane. My nickname is Tall. He got Dory is for Dory. That's his nickname. We were always going by our nicknames.
How about you, sir?
Yusuf? That's his nickname, because he was tall. So we said like
Does
this.
Kevin have a nickname?
Kevin? Sometimes we call him Lemon. His head is shaped like a lemon. It's yellow.
We call Kevin Lemonhead. His head's shaped like a lemon. Dude, we call Kevin Lemonhead because his head is shaped like a lemon. Isn't that fucking hilarious? Like fucking Stewie. Oh, you're making fun of my shape of my football style head. I see.
Steve.
Steve, we make up a name. We call him Tony Madonna, because Tony Madonna was dirty. He beat up his wife, he beat up everybody. So he's the only one that beat this lady up, called Madonna.
See that?
Does Raymond have a nickname?
I mean, we ain't look up a nickname. The only way we was
Go
giving each
back.
other a nickname because we lived in the same area. Since my friend Yusuf is tall, we call him Kane.
Here, listen to this. This is important.
My nickname is Polo.
Tony Montana, listen to that.
And Fedari is Fedari. That's his nickname. We always go by our nicknames.
How about Yusuf?
Yusuf? Yeah, that's his name, Kane, because he was tall. So we said like
Does
this.
Kevin have a nickname?
Kevin?
Lemonhead.
Sometimes we call him Lemonhead because his head shaped like a lemon. It's yellow.
How about Steve?
Steve, we make up a name. We call him Tony Montana because Tony Montana is dirty.
We call Steve Tony Montana because he's dirty. And that's the one that. I was thinking about Kathefi.
He beat up his wife, he beat up everybody. So he's the only one that's beating this lady up, calling her dad.
Does Raymond have a nickname?
I mean, we ain't look up a nickname. The only way we was giving each other a nickname because we lived in the same area. We see each other every day. My friend used to say, Corey, girl for Lakers.
Hey, Holly.
She kicking wild. So she kicked Kevin in his chest. Kevin wild on her and punched in her face. Having a punch in the stomach. Having a punch in the leg. He said, we gotta let her go because it's rule. So, man, you should tell her, Steve, let her go, man. Because you might, we don't want that body with our hands and strap. Leave it alone, folks. Let her live. Yeah, nah, man. She was got scared, man. So what, man? We should we'll kill her? See, I want to do something to kill her. Come on, man. But now we got cops out here looking for us. Come on. They got half our people. But by the time we all separated, this one, Kev, and Steve, they made their first victim, the last victim. Their victim was inside a van.
I'm sorry?
The last victim before they left was inside a van. They beat up a man inside a van. And the police came. The minute that they was in the van, they wasn't thinking about the police. The police pulled over to the van and got both of them. That was already out.
Do you know that?
Huh?
How do you know that?
Because One thing we seen the van. It was a what? I think it was a blue van, blue or black van. They ran up to the man and said, you said, well, what you gonna do? What you doing? We gonna get this man a van. So I thought about it. So the guy around my way got shot for messing with an undercover cop in the bread truck. I thought about this van. I left the man in the van alone. I didn't even touch the man in the van. But then, after they started doing that to the man in the van, and used to see the police coming, used to ran. He didn't say nothing to us, Steven now. He was Steve, come on. Steve said, nah, go ahead, man, go ahead. I guess it was money or jury, something was in there that they wanted real bad. When me and Yusuf left, we just left Steve, Kevin, and Raymond by themselves. They were the only three by themselves. That's when the police came over.
Was Michael Briscoe with you when you were with the woman?
Yes.
What did he do?
Huh?
What did he do?
He kicked her.
Did you hear that? Was Michael Bristol with you? And he's like, yeah, he kicked her.
Anything else?
No.
What did this woman look like when you left her?
Still don't know how she looked right there. Messed up. When they got off of her, so it's like
They had a picture of her in her hospital bed that they showed him. And he's like, yeah, that's how she looked. You know, that's how we left her. She was messed up.
when they started cutting, when they started hitting with the bridge, I see blood scattering. I moved out the way. Man, used to laugh. We didn't leave. We was like 3 steps away from them. 3 steps away from them. They was beating her up. He's like, oh man, used to laughing. So he got away laughing. And my expression towards that, I felt kind of bad. The reason why I did that, not just to prove myself, just the reason why I was with them. Not because they wouldn't call me a name don't bother me. Just the reason why I did it, because we was all together.
Was Ann coming?
Yes. We was all together. Antoine came. The minute that they would be, there was just Steve and they would beat this lady up. And she was like, oh man, blood was scattered all over the place. I couldn't look at it no more. Because, like I said, the reason why I did it, not just to prove myself. I don't prove myself for nobody. I just did it because we went to the park.
He's like, there was blood scattered all over, and the reason I did it was to prove myself. I mean, you know, that I really can't imagine the police telling him that. Tell the DA that you had to prove yourself. It's crazy.
For what? For trouble. When we fought for trouble, we got trouble. A lot of trouble. That's what they wanted, and I guess that's what I wanted. If I was doing it, that's what I wanted too. I can't apologize because this is too late. What I gotta do is pay up for what we did. And we can cry, everything, but that still won't solve no question. Oh, what?
Did you hit her or kick her?
I didn't do nothing, I just played with her.
Did you hold her legs down?
I hold her leg down for what? 5 seconds.
That was when Steven was on top of her?
Yeah. Then when he asked me to pull out the pads down. I said, nah, That's when the pants was too hard to take down anyway.
Did you try?
You tried to pull? I put my hand on the leg part to see how it was stretching. It was stretching, but it was still tight. I left it alone. But Steve just cut the pants. He ain't kidding. He cut it.
What happened to her clothes? Do you know what happened to her clothes, her shoes?
After Stephen, when she started kicking, when she with her pants, she started kicking well, I left that alone. So I didn't want to get kicked in my face. Now there's too much evidence. Even though I'm giving myself away, I have to do it anyway. Because it's too late, like I said, it's too late. But when they did all this, Use was away from that.
Hey, Steve.
He looked at it. I felt bad. He started laughing. He said, but it ain't funny though. It's not funny. What's going on? But he was laughing. But I felt it back. Just looking at it happen. I can imagine raping a woman, but not beating up just like that. I can imagine anybody would have raped a woman. If I have to rape a woman, I'm going to rape her. I can't beat her up. Can't look at it that way. Look at all that blood squirting and all this.
Did you get blood on your clothes? You sure?
I swear to God. I stepped through this. The minute I finished playing with the lady, me and Yusuf, and in the minute that Steve told me to take her pants off, when I did, even though I tried to see how tight was her pants leg, but when the pants leg was tight, I left that alone. Steve said, get on. He told Antoine, and he kept the whole arms down. And he did the pants, and then he used to grab me off the floor. I stepped away from them like he did. But what they did was on their own.
Was she wearing underpants?
Huh?
Did she have underpants on under her shorts?
No. I think she did, man. I think she did. Because I wanted to see them cut her pants. When he was cutting her pants, that's when Yusuf was laughing on her. Then inside my heart, I couldn't see myself doing that. Not taking nobody's pants. I can see him. Now I can't even take off a man's pants, but if it's time for me to beat up somebody out, if it's time for me to beat up somebody out to such a part, I'd rather be up for a man that I know he gonna fight. That's what we almost had a problem with. We almost had a problem with that. But when a jogger hit one of the kids, one of the people, one of us, hit one of the jogger came back and hit the guy back.
Was this the same night?
Yeah. Hit one of the jogger, the guy hit the jogger hit him back, everybody jumped on him. And the jogger ain't get beat up, he got scratched up a little bit, but he hurt out, he beat up half of everybody that was with us. He got beat up when he got up, he ran.
Did you hear him? The jogger beat up half the dudes in the goddamn. Out of all them dudes, the jogger beat like half. Like the guy fucking beat the shit out of us. That was fucking funny, man. Did you hear that?
When you left that woman lying in the park, did you think that she was dead?
That's how I looked at it. I looked at it just like that. I was scared. I was nervous.
But you thought that if she was dead, she wouldn't be able to identify anybody.
Stephen was gonna kill her. They were gonna kill her, so she don't identify us. And she used to say, "Don't kill her, man. Don't kill her. Bad enough."
Steve was going to kill her so she wouldn't identify us, and Yusuf said, "Don't kill her." You're pretty explicit, huh? Do you believe how long the story is? Do you believe that police fed him all this information? Is it more believable that the guy who got caught doing the rape was with them? Was one of the gang? There's 33 people. What are the chances that that guy was one of the 33? You know?
Raping her, don't kill her, man.
It's over in like 3 minutes. Three and a half minutes.
And Steve said something towards Yusuf. He said, I'm out of here. He left. And I followed over. He said, come on, pull me out of here. I looked at them while they were still on this lady. So when they finished, she was still cut up, dude. That's when they cut her up. They left her body right there. When they left her body right there, she didn't move. Man, you used to look back. They was going, Steve and them was going the opposite way from us. So we going back to the block. Steve said, we see y'all back to the block. I said, okay. But you just kept walking. I stopped, paused myself. You used to tell me back, I said, what's wrong, man? What's wrong? I looked back, looked at the lady, man. Oh, man. She said, it's too late, Corey. You can't do nothing, man. You can't do nothing. I said, man. That's when another jogger came. And he says,
I'm sorry.
go ahead.
When we took a statement from you before, what you're telling us now is not the same thing as you told us then.
No.
Why didn't you tell us the truth before?
I couldn't face telling the truth. I couldn't face it. I could not face it at all.
What made you change your mind?
I thought about it. I thought about it good, strong. Something told me, you can get me with my line.
We are about to finish this interview. I want you to know we will not have another interview.
Did you hear him say, and then another jogger came, and she just cuts off the interview? Why wouldn't she say, well, what happened with the other jogger? He was about to tell you. What an idiot. Why'd she do that? Doesn't even make sense. All right. I know that was hard to watch, but, it's just, it's so if you see these guys out doing stuff, with their millions of dollars and selling their clothing line, you just so you know who they are and what they claimed went on. And that's not the only interview, man. Go list all the other ones too. All right. Go listen to Steve's interview and Kevin's interview. Yeah. All right, you guys. Love y'all. I hope you guys had fun. I know it wasn't fun, but I hope you all learned something. How about that? And I will see you on tonight's show. Okay. We good? We're good there. Should I check the cryptos really quickly? I will take a ganderings over at that stuff. Let's see here. The crypto is down, very down. Everything's in the red. Yeah. Except for Luna, Atom, Shiba Inu, and Overland. Luna, Atom, Shiba Inu, and Overland. And Saitama looks like it's near the top. So there you go. I can show you that really quick. Check in with that. Russia, Russia, Russia. Man, I'm so sick of having to change this every fucking time. Fucking piece of shit. All right, you guys take care. Bye, y'all.